Let's get physical. It's Jordan here, back again with this week's episode and all the physical releases coming to the Switch, the 9th until the 13th. You know what? I think it's a really interesting week. Retail's got some low-key releases, but maybe worth a look. The low prints, well, there's a couple of huge ones, and in terms of imports, there are a couple of badass games, so let's take a look. Yars Rising is probably releasing this week at retail in both Europe and North America, but some websites are not overly confident, depends where you look. This kind of came out of nowhere, Atari making a new game in the Yars franchise, making it a side-scrolling action game and hiring WayForward to do it. It doesn't make any sense how this came up, but I don't know, since the reveal, it's looked kinda jank. It looks like Mighty Number 9, like what happened? The voiceover in the trailer is also like a terrible choice. It feels like they're trying their best to make it as difficult to sell as possible for what is an awesome concept. I just hope the bad feeling I'm getting about this is misplaced. We'll have to see when it releases, because I would like Yars to be around in the modern era. And our executive producer Feig has chosen this as their pick of the week. So if you want this or any other retail releases in this episode, please consider using the links down below in the description and the pinned comment. That massively helps support me and this series. VGP are a really nice company with favorable Canadian prices, and they also have free worldwide shipping if you purchase something over 80 Canadian bucks, which is about 60 American dollars. Plus, if you do buy something with my link, each week you will be put into a draw to have a chance of winning a $10 discount coupon. And this week's winner is Joseph B. Congratulations, Joseph. You should get an email from VGP if you haven't already with your discount coupon, and I thank you greatly for your support and everybody out there as well. Wild Bastards.
Bastards.
It's a wonderful name and a sequel to the equally pleasing Void Bastards.
Bastard.
This is a cel-shaded first-person shooter. It's a roguelike somehow.
Bastard.
Sometimes it would be nice to have, bespoke design. Believe in yourself, guys. You can do it. You can design stuff. But I have no doubt this is going to be a bunch of fun with strategy elements that it has. There are no reviews for this game as of yet because the game isn't out yet.
Bastard.
But if it's anything like the first, it will definitely be a good time.
Bastard!
And our executive producers Viz and Josh Foote have chosen this as their pick of the week. Cocoon is probably releasing this week. Again, it depends where you look, but most seem to agree it's going to be this week. When I see this name, I just think of Jade Cocoon. Anybody remember that? It was pretty cool as a kid. Pokemon on the PlayStation. This is not that, sadly. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not the middlingly unpolished JRPG. It is, in fact, an incredibly well-produced and award-winning puzzle action game. There's no justice in the world. It's a short puzzle adventure game that's supposedly quite easy, but very trippy, which I think is Annapurna Interactive's raison d'etre. It's what they live for. And our executive producers, Offone and Dane Wilkinson, have chosen this as their pick of the week. Selfloss or Self-Floss? I don't know. I do enjoy some self-flossing from time to time. This is also probably releasing this week. I don't know what's going on. Like, no one can agree on anything this week about dates. Anyways, this is a mysterious adventure game. Maybe that's it. They're being vague about the release date. Like, they want to be that extra bit mysterious. I mean, I can't imagine many people breaking into the Amazon warehouse to get their hands on this one, but it looks to be positively received from the few reviews that I've read so far. Celestia Chain of Fate, again, may be releasing this week. No one can decide, but I think it's this week. If it's not that important. This is an otome visual novel published by P-Cube. Originally, it was a mobile visual novel released only in Indonesia, so it's had quite the journey to the Nintendo Switch 15 years later with a physical release. There are almost no opinions about this game at the time of writing, so who knows if it's any good or not. The Last Faith is finally releasing this week on the Switch. I mentioned this in a previous episode, but the release slipped pretty much just as I released the video. It happens from time to time. And this game does look fantastic, but apparently the game also has issues on the Switch, and potentially the physical version may have the broken build of the game. I don't really know the full details. We'll have to wait and see to be sure, even though this looks magnificent. But yeah, who knows what state it'll be in. Hopefully it's okay. In America, you guys are also getting a couple of double packs. Are you ready? My Universe 2-in-1 style pack. And My Universe 2-in-1 Culinary Collection. Yes, are you interested in that? No, you're not. Also, a quick mention to Ugly, which is releasing in the US this week. This should have already released in the EU, and is a game that looks good, but probably not for me because you have to control 2 people at the same time. I hate that. It makes me feel sick. Alright, let's jump into the low print releases. It's pretty tasty this week. Wild Frost is Super Rare's latest Switch release. This is a highly regarded game published by Chucklefish of Eastward and Wargroove fame, so you know there's going to be plenty of quality here, and people do enjoy this one a lot. Of course, it's a deck-building roguelike game because why wouldn't it be?
The crafty little bastard.
Indies will be the savior of the gaming industry with their amazing uniqueness and creativity. I always laugh when people say that. I do love the art style though, very chill in more ways than one. I don't think we have enough wintry themed games that still look bright and colourful. Anyways, on Thursday, there will be 3,000 standard editions available, as well as 10,000 collector's editions. So, if you want it, be there on Thursday. Volgarr 2 is Rocket Games' latest Switch pre-order. I believe it's their second game after they did that like Spooky Mansion thing. This is more of a, proper game in my opinion, but it's definitely something you'd see like Tsura Games do. It would be like an obscure European exclusive, but no, it's a North American exclusive, releasing at rockitgames.com. It's an action platformer where one false move means death. Kind of like when I'm sneaking off to the fridge for a midnight feast, eating my daughter's snacks. Death is almost certain. The game is supposed to be pretty good if you don't mind difficulty. You can pre-order it right now. Star Wars Bounty Hunter is limited run, showing once again they have really outserved their purpose. Like this time, robbing primetime retail releases for their own website and limited printing. I suppose of all the Star Wars games that they've done, perhaps this is the closest one to me understanding why Limited Run did it, because if you watch my giant 12-hour Star Wars game retrospective, well, firstly, you're a legend, but also you'll know that this is an interesting game, but one of the jankiest of the lot of them. The game is borderline insane, which, it can be fun, but it's not polished at all. But I did hear this new version of the game did tweak some small stuff that may help, like, a bit of slowdown while you're scanning, which would make it a bit better, but also less, have less personality. I don't know. Anyways, you can pre-order multiple expensive editions right now. Castlevania Dominus Collection is obviously the big one this week. There's no denying this is an absolutely huge release that I think, despite being limited run, like everyone should pick it up, because if you saw my video on Physical Paradise, this is one of the best collections ever made. You get 3 incredible Metroidvanias, you get Haunted Castle, which is rubbish, but then you get the Haunted Castle remake, which is almost the star of the show for me. Of course, they're gonna milk this bad boy dry. They have 3 cover versions available on their website on Friday, and no doubt there will be plenty of collector's editions and vinyls and skateboards and butt plugs. They're gonna do it, but they haven't released the details at the time of writing this. But there is also a 4th cover version available too, and that one is available on Konami's web store. You'll see they have a pretty sleek version there too. I think that might be my favorite cover, to be honest. Looks like it's made of velvet or something. Yeah, it's classy. Anyways, of course, in the future, if you don't pre-order this, VGP will definitely have copies of it, because they still have a good few copies of the previous Castlevania limited run releases. Like, if you want those, which I think you should also pick up because they're excellent, check the links below for that as well, and you can support me at the same time and get Castlevania games, which are awesome. And our executive producers, Issa, Punky Dooster, Thorn Metal Luna, Robotech, God of Resin, Lewis K, and Instacritic have chosen this as their pick of the week. Alright, let's jump into the import releases. Yes, if you pre-order any of these or you purchase any of them, do so with the Play Asia links. If you purchase from Play Asia, that's another fine way to support the series, support me. Plus, I can support you too, because, yes, you can get 5% off with the code Jordan24. That's a nice little bonus. You support me, I support you. Plus, they have free shipping over $100. So, are you ready for this one? I love saying this one. Hokkaido, Rensa, Satsujin, Ohotsuku ni Kiyu, Tsuioku no Ryuuhyou, Namida no Nipopo Ningyou, that wasn't so bad. This is one I've been really looking forward to. I think this will be a fantastic accompaniment to Emio the Smiling Man, another retro-style Japanese adventure game with a remake. You wait decades for Famicom adventure remakes, and just like Busters, two come along at once. It looks great, I want to play it. I'm not expecting like fully logical gameplay because, you know, it's a Famicom game under the hood, but it's got a charming art style, it's got murder, it's got hard-boiled detectives, there's babes in a cocktail bar. Please, let's go back to the 80s, okay? This does have English, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And our executive producers, Brent McLean and Ishin, have chosen this as their pick of the week. Brave Dungeon W Pack is releasing this week. This is a triple pack of smaller but commendable JRPGs, games that you'd find on the 3DS eShop for download, and basically that's what two of the games in this package were back in the day. Maybe you remember the obscure publisher B-Side Games in Japan. They did Brave Dungeon and Dark Witch Combats, like the double pack. Not an easy import to get a hold of at the time due to, you know, expensive shipping, but now you don't need that because this is basically the same. Has the same two games, but it's better because it has an extra game, and it's an even bigger JRPG. Not huge, but you know, still, you get like 3 medium-sized RPGs on one cartridge in English, coming in a standard and collector's edition, which includes a soundtrack CD and art book. It's gonna be a good one. Grime is releasing in Asia this week with both a Chinese cover and an English cover version. I find this a little odd considering Super Rare Games did this not so long ago. I'm not complaining or anything, it's just that they're often very protective of their games getting other releases. Either way, I think this is supposed to be a really good game, just maybe not so much on the Switch. Like, if you don't have an alternative, then I suppose it'll be fine. This does have English, but you know, if you have a PS4, PS5, maybe buy it on there instead. And our executive producer, Cartoon Soren, has chosen this as his pick of the week. Turrican Anthology Volume 1 and Volume 2, a quick mention to this since I've talked about it before. These are two separate releases that were supposed to come out like last month, but got pushed back for some reason, I don't know why, but you can buy them separately or in a limited edition, which includes both games and lots of extra stuff, and should be most definitely releasing this week. And our executive producer, Vei, my man in Japan, has chosen this as his pick of the week. Japan is also getting these games. I would assume the first one, Tenshi no Uta Collection, will be getting a limited run release in the future because it's from the same people as the Valis Collection and the Telenet Shooting Gallery, and they tend to have like exclusive English stuff with limited runs. So yeah, it looks good. It's like little RPGs or something like that. I look forward to it. I look forward to not buying it from limited run, but you know what I mean. And the second one, I'm glad that doesn't have English because I don't really want to say that long name. And Reinatis, that is getting a Western release at some point in the very near future, I believe. Okay, that's it, guys. There is no community spotlight this week because I've just finished my first week back at work, my full-time job, and you know, I'm just really kind of tired. I could do with a shorter episode this week, so the community spotlight will be back next week. I'm sorry, but you know, you just gotta have a little rest sometimes. And yeah, special thanks as always to our executive producers, Dane Wilkinson, God of Resin, Boombox, Brent McLean, Alexander Cato, JCross7776, Punkidusa, Cartoon Soren, Robotech, Raven Knight, Fallen Metal Luna, Isa, Vei, Offphone, Instacritic, Precision Plague, Alex M, Feig, Josh Foot, Ishin, Viz, and Lewis K. Thank you so much for your support, plus you watching right now. Yes, if you watched all the way through, what a legend you are. If you watched all the way through, please leave me a bastard. No, you can't leave me a bastard emoji, because that doesn't exist. Is there a Sean Bean emoji? I don't know. What do we got? Let me have a look. What can we do for an emoji this week? Nothing. Is there a Viking emoji? I don't know. I gotta check. Is there a Viking? Viking. No, there's not. Why is there not a Viking emoji? Scandinavians are not represented by Google. What's going on? Bastard. Alright, just leave me a fist bump, okay? Leave me a fist bump. Hope you all have a fantastic day.
Bastard.